I'm Heidi, and I've been teaching entrepreneurship here at Babson for 16 years. And I actually think I'm pretty darn good at it. As a matter of fact, I was looking over my teacher evaluations from my students from last semester, and I came across one evaluation. And the student said, if I had 1 hour left to live, I'd like to live it in Heidi's course. And I was like, wow, this is pretty spectacular. But then I kept on reading, because the student wrote, because Heidi makes 1 hour seem like a lifetime. But seriously, for the past 16 years, one thing I've really focused on in teaching my students is how they can actually develop and cultivate their own entrepreneurial mindset. And for me, success in teaching was that a student would enter my class and leave my class thinking more entrepreneurially than when they came in. But lately, I've been thinking that maybe that's just not enough. Maybe I need to kind of evolve my own thinking, because I'm not saying the entrepreneurial mindset is a bad thing. It's just not sufficient. It's not necessarily catapulting my students to action. So today, in this TED Talk, I'm going to introduce you to a concept that I've been playing with, and it's called Entrepreneurial Intelligence. And before I get into this definition of what I'm calling entrepreneurial intelligence, let's just think about intelligence in general. And if we look up in the dictionary what intelligence is, we quickly see it's simply the ability to acquire and apply knowledge and skills. And then, as Goldman made very popular in the late 90s, and I think we have a talk on it today as well, emotional intelligence came along. And emotional intelligence is not only that ability to acquire and apply knowledge and skills, but the ability to recognize, manage, and understand our own emotions as well as the emotions of others. We became people. Not just smart people, but people. And today I'd like to introduce to you the entrepreneurial intelligence, which is the courage to act on opportunities under varying degrees of unknowingness. Okay, first let's talk about the courage to act. That's where the mindset piece comes in. And under conditions of unknowingness, no matter what entrepreneurial environment that we're in, we have to learn how to navigate either just simple ambiguity or tolerate risk or navigate uncertainty or even those extreme unknowable situations that we sometimes find ourselves in and we get paralyzed because we don't know how to act. So for me, entrepreneurial intelligence is a combination of three things. It is the mindset, it's also how we identify opportunities, and it's also our connection. And you'll see later, it's our connection to ourselves and to others. And what I first want to talk about is the mindset. The mindset has four different things as it relates to my concept of entrepreneurial intelligence. Practice curiosity, start with needs, resist routine, and be the only. So let's start with practice curiosity. There is a man by the name of Robert Wiseman, and for years he's been studying luck. And over a 10-year period, he was able to give you a survey, and you would fill it out, and it would tell you, hey, Heidi, you're either lucky or unlucky. Now, I'm not a big believer in luck or unluckiness, but he did an experiment that I found fascinating. He brought 400 people together, and he gave them the survey, and he put all the lucky people into one room and all the unlucky people into another room. But it's very important to know that they didn't know what room they were in. They had no idea this was an experiment on luck. He gave every single individual in each room the same task. He gave them a newspaper, and he said, hey, I need you to count how many pictures are in this newspaper as fast as you can. On average, the unlucky group, it took them about 2 minutes. On average, it took the lucky group about 20 seconds. 2 minutes versus 20 seconds. And you're like, what's the difference? What happened? And what happened was the unlucky group, they methodically went through each picture and counted, but the lucky group quickly turned to page 2 and noticed In large, 2-inch bold headline type, it said, "Stop. There are 43 pictures in this newspaper." The point is they were curious enough to look beyond the pictures, as opposed to being so focused and focusing on just what you think the task is that really our minds change when we look beyond the obvious and have this mindset of curiosity. I want to talk about needs, and starting with needs. If I asked you what this woman needs in this picture, you may quickly say she needs a step stool or a ladder. But what if we said, no, let's think about needs more broadly and say, how could she reach something on a higher shelf? So if we only say she needs a ladder or she needs stairs, all we're going to come up with is new types of ladders or step stools. But if we say, how can she reach something on a higher shelf? It opens up the world of possibilities. Dave Packnaik at Stanford University has his own consulting firm called Jump Associates. He talks about needs being nouns, needs being verbs and solutions being nouns. To reach is a verb. A stair or a ladder is a noun. Don't jump too quick to the solutions. Focus on needs. I need to expand my professional network. I don't need LinkedIn. That's the noun. I need to feed my dog when I'm not at home. I don't need a robot. That's a noun. That's a solution. I need to rest my aching legs. I don't need a new chair. So focus first on needs before you get to solutions. The third part of the mindset is resist routine. Now, I don't know if you know this, but monkeys in the wild, they don't eat bananas like most of us do. So you notice the little piece right here? That's where we usually peel our bananas. Not in the wild. They do it the other way. And when they do it the other way, you don't have all the little strings and all of that. And also, you have a handle for your banana. Try eating a banana in a different way, and you'll start to look at the world in a different way. Just resist routine. Drive a different way. Go see a different type of movie. Brush your teeth the opposite way. Start on the right, not the left. Just resist routine. The fourth is be the only. Don't worry about being the best in the world at what you do. Try to be the only and be unique. This is a street performer on the streets in Portugal. Just got back yesterday. And I was walking around the streets, and he let his dog hold the change drawer. And do you know how many euros he had in there? The dog kept dropping because people were so enamored. He was doing the only with him. So when we get to the entrepreneurial intelligence, and we've talked about the mindset, let me quickly go into opportunity. Because there's 4 different ways that we actually come up with different opportunities. We can find them, we can search for them, we can create them, and we can also design them. Finding is simply coming up with a problem and identifying a solution. Contap is a business out of Babson, co-founded by a guy named Jason Creparo. One of the big problems we all have is we're always wanting to exchange contact information, and we don't really use business cards today. So all of us open the app. If I'm talking to you, I open the app. You open the app. We press the button. We get to share whatever we want, from any of our social media to simply our emails or our telephone numbers we choose, but we just tap. Problem, solution, find. Now, in terms of searching, 2 women, they go to culinary school together. One is named Jen Gutman, and the other one is named Liz King. They have a passion for pastries and chocolate and all that stuff. They wanted to do something, but they weren't quite sure what they were going to do. So they came together without an idea, searched around the New York area, saw what the competition was doing, and decided to create upscale candy bars and candies in the Brooklyn area. Again, didn't have it, but came together and then searched for it. Third, create. This is when you figure out, who are you? What do you know? Whom do you know? And try to find something that fits with you. This is an example of a company that was started in Waltham called FlowDog. It does physical therapy for animals. So anything that you would go to physical therapy for, animals go to physical therapy for. The founder, Chris Cranston, did sports medicine, physical therapy for 13 years, got tired of that and said, what else can I do with what I have? I'm going to match my love of dogs with physical therapy and actually create something that really hadn't been done at the time. She was one of 100 in the world that were certified to do this work because she started what she does best. And then finally, design. This is when you're trying to uncover latent needs of people to innovate and create something that we didn't think we needed. Who knew that we actually needed the iPhone or the iPad or the iPod before it was given to us? We didn't come up with that idea. Someone said, I think there's a need, and then we all adopted it. It was designed to fill a latent need, a need that we didn't even know that we had. So all these ways of identifying opportunities connected to the mindset, and then the third part of intelligence, entrepreneurial intelligence, is connection. And what I mean by connection is really connecting to yourself, really understanding, in Simon Sinek's terms, what's your why, what's your purpose, what's your North Star, what are you trying to do? Be honest with yourself, and then how do you connect with others deeply to help you get that done? And if I can start teaching my students these three types of things, from the mindset to the opportunity to the connection, then I truly feel they will develop that entrepreneurial intelligence, not just to think entrepreneurially, but truly act entrepreneurially in order to create value for themselves and for others and to make an impact on the world, because that's what this generation of students want to do, and they want to do it now, not later. So when we bring it all together, I think intelligence is really about our ability to survive, advance, and compete. I think emotional intelligence is our ability to socialize, empathize, and communicate with one another. Both intelligence and emotional intelligence are really important. So I think entrepreneurial intelligence is our ability to thrive, to even transcend, and to navigate increasing levels of uncertainty. Because if we don't learn how to navigate levels of unknowingness and heightened levels of uncertainty, we will become paralyzed as a society. So I truly believe that if we increase our entrepreneurial intelligence, we can move society forward. It's not about machines, guys. It's about us. Thank you.